How to adopt in the UK. Hello and welcome to Video Jug. Over 5,000 children are adopted in the UK each year. Becoming a parent to one of these children is a life-changing decision. Video Jug has teamed up with the British Association for Adoption and Fostering to provide a comprehensive guide to how to adopt a child in the UK. Step 1. Can I adopt?
There are no blanket bans about who can adopt. Essentially, you have to be over 21. You can't have criminal convictions for harming a child, but other than that, anybody can apply to adopt.
If you're a healthy, energetic, sensitive and caring person and want to provide a child with a loving and secure home, then you can adopt. Step 2. Is adoption right for me? Adopting is a very big decision. Children who are placed for adoption have usually experienced some form of abuse or neglect, so they will need adoptive parents who will be committed to them in both the good times and the bad. Step 3. Finding an agency. The next step is to apply to an adoption agency.
You either go to your local authority or you go to a voluntary adoption agency, and lists of those agencies can be found, for example, through BAF's website.
Step 4. Adoption process. Once you have registered with an agency, it's time to begin the adoption proceedings.
It begins with finding information, perhaps being invited to an information day or an information evening at your local authority. Then after that, if you are still really interested in adoption, you may be invited to meet other adopters and go through some initial preparation work. After that, you would be asked to fill in an application form to be an adopter, and then a home study process would begin, which would probably involve 6 to 8 meetings with a social worker, and there'd be quite long and intense conversations when the social worker would really explore your motivation to adopt. After all of that, a report will be compiled, which is a report about your suitability to adopt a child. That report would then be presented to an adoption panel, which has a large independent element. The panel would consider all of that information and would make a recommendation whether or not to approve you as an adopter. The adoption agency would then make a final decision.
The process usually takes about 8 months. Although it may feel slow and arduous, it will be worth it. Step 5. Matching a child.
Well, once you've been approved, then the really exciting bit begins, because then you start the process of being matched with a child.
The agency will be looking to match a child with parents who have a similar culture, ethnic background and religion. You can always be proactive and look at publications such as Be My Parent for children who have been placed for adoption.
If the social worker for the child wants to pursue the match, then of course you will need lots of information about the child, not just the short profile you might have read. And they will give you a copy of what's called the Child's Permanence Report, which is a detailed report about the child, about their background, about their needs, and that will give you lots of information about the child.
Step 6. Child placement. Before the child moves in, it is usual to have a few meetings before the child is actually placed with you.
There is an introduction process that again is really, really important, because what you want to do is make the child feel as comfortable as possible with the fact that you're going to be their new parents and this is going to be your new home.
The first day everything is new, and gosh, what's all these little child's foibles and characteristics, and why do they do this and why do they do that? It's about learning and growing together, and then every child is loved for who they are, and that's important to me.
Step 7. Adoption order.
Once a child has been placed with you for adoption, after a minimum of 10 weeks, you can actually apply to the court for a legal order, an adoption order, which would mean that the child then is legally a member of your family, as though the child were your birth child.
Long last, that child is mine, and they belong, and they have a family that's real, and, it's very tangible and exciting.
Done.